Hi, I'm Courtney Edens. I'm an MBA candidate at the University of Denver. I have a marketing concentration, and I just got back from Audible's Sound Studio brand experience, located just across from Austin's Convention Center in downtown Austin. And if I were to, title this experience into a few words, it would be how to capitalize on your brand extension. So I think most people consider Audible as a podcasty or, books on tape type of brand. I don't think, this is my hunch, I don't think many people associate Audible with music. I think people associate music and Spotify and music and Apple Music, but not necessarily Audible. So this was their opportunity to capture an underserved or, unknowing audience of music fans here in Austin during South by Southwest and let them know about what's going on Audible. So they created this pop-up experience, like I said, just across the street, catering directly to that audience at the intersection of culture, commerce, entertainment, and they created the sound studio experience. So if I were to distill this experience down into three key ingredients, I would say that content, first and foremost. Audible has a words and music podcast program, and that features artists telling their story around like what inspired their music. And that's also played alongside recorded songs. And, while I was in their experience, I listened to a vinyl record of the podcast. I don't think they're necessarily pressing and selling these, but it was a way for this audience to engage with the product without just, hey, go on your phone and listen to this podcast on Audible. No, they were handing out these amazing pressed, I guess they're EPs of this specifically is Jeff Tweedy, Please Tell My Brothers, volume 35. And there's a QR code on the back for, folks can take this with them, but there's a QR code on the back for people to download the full audio experience. But, you're sitting in there, you're engaging with the content that they want you to engage with. And the amount of records in there, I listened to Tenacious D, like I said, but there's Jeff Tweedy, there was hip hop music. Everything, country, anything that you can think of. Some of the, and not even top 40 artists, but cool artists have clearly been bought into this, which I think was also very much catered to this audience here at South by Southwest. It wasn't just who you're seeing in the top 40. It's cool artists, and their buy-in to this program as a music fan makes you feel bought in. So content, incredibly important here. The next topic I'll talk about is kind of just scene setting and engagement. Free stuff. You walk in, you get the tote bag, you get this little EP in the tote bag. You can walk right up to the taco stand. This pop-up started at 1 o'clock. I don't think that was by accident. I think people, they knew people would be leaving the convention center after the first couple sessions and be looking for lunch. Hey, come over to Audible. We're serving lunch to get you in the door, but also once you're in here, we want you to understand what's going on with our brand and our product and service. So free tacos, of course, really engaging for this audience who just, there's a job to be done, and they were fulfilling that. So really smart. And then drink tickets, of course. I think every person who walked in got 2 free drink tickets. There was also a photo booth, so you could jump in there with your friends, take great photos. And it wasn't just print it out, which I think a lot of people love that experience, but you could text yourself the photos, which then you're sharing it on social media, tagging the people that you're with. It gets more people to come out to the brand experience. So really smart. There's also flash tattoos. I did not get a flash tattoo, but it seemed like there was a line for that. So a great way to engage with the brand and literally walk away with a, permanent brand experience, whether you're getting Amazon's logo tattooed on you or what have you. But yeah, really great engagement tactics on site there. The last thing I think I'll mention is, as a key ingredient, is just interactivity. So you could listen to the records. So they pressed some of the podcasts, excuse me, to vinyl records. So I was spinning the Tenacious D, podcast. You're hearing Jack Black's voice in headphones, and he's talking about the story of Tenacious D. And, I was sitting there laughing, like with headphones on, because Jack Black's hilarious. And like in this space, and it's building this brand loyalty with Audible. Like, oh, like I have to, on my flight home, I'd like to really listen to this and hear the full story. So really like high touch, interactive brand experience. And then the last thing I'll talk about, which is incredibly cool, and I didn't have a chance to do this because of the line, but the recording studio. So Audible popped up a recording studio in this brand experience where you could walk in there with your friends, you could sing a song, you could rap a song, you could make noise, whatever you want to do, and press it to vinyl, and you're going home with that content, which it just such a cool experience. I mean, I'm not thinking about the budget right now, but what a way to send people home with a sticky experience with your brand. So if I were to put on an event like this, I think implementing something based around content, of course, like what is a product or service that you really want people to be aware of, very top of funnel, like what's the vision for this experience, and then how are you setting the scene around it? How are you getting people to come in and stay? How are you getting them to text their friends and tell them to come there? That's the engagement piece. And then what are like the one or two like interactive pieces of this brand experience that people are going to walk away with, either really like, whether it's a tattoo, a very permanent experience, or something tangible that they can tell their friends about and pass the word along. Those are the 3 ingredients I think I would implement for my brand. Thanks for listening.